Hi guys, I'm working from my mum's house today. Unfortunately, my mother had to go into hospital this morning, so I'm staying at her house and looking after the dog. So if you could send us some good vibes, please, that would be greatly appreciated. This is your reading for Friday, the 24th of September 2021, and I'm going to use the Cosmic Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what the cards have to say about Friday and what the day is going to look like. You may hear the cars in the background. When I was a little boy and we used to come here, there were like, I don't know, like 10 houses or less up on this hill, and now it sounds like a busy main road. It's amazing how things change over time. Let's see what the cards have to say and what's coming up. So let's see. First card is the Devil. Okay, so your physical circumstances are going to seem very demanding and real. Then we have the Nine of Wands. And finally, the Four of Cups. Okay. So the Devil card is the 15th card in the Major Arcana. And if you think of the Major Arcana, it goes from the Fool, then it goes into the Magician, and up to the 21st card, which is the World. It can be interpreted as the Fool's Journey. So if you want to learn about the Tarot a little bit, the Fool's Journey is something really simple and interesting to look up that'll give you a quick insight into what the cards mean in the bigger picture. And by the time you get to the Devil card, you get to a point in your life where certain circumstances you realize they're really outside of your control. There's not much you can do about certain things. So and the Devil relates to the physical reality. This pentacle is upside down. So with the 2 points up, it means that things like your appearance, for example, may be outside of your control, or certain things that feel destined may feel like they're destined against you and they're determined to make you unhappy. But the warning of the Devil card is that if you take your physical circumstances too seriously, and if you see yourself as a physical being rather than a spiritual being, you can get to a point where you feel like the world is doing something to me and I'm trapped and I have no choice. And the solution is to turn this pentacle around and to connect with spirit again, to realize that you're a spiritual being and that the physical reality is an illusion, it's temporary. So it makes no sense to say, I am this body, I am my circumstances, I am where I live. And the Devil card isn't about Lucifer or Satan, it's about this lack of perspective that can be very depressing, because if you start to feel like you have no choice in life and everything has been written in a book somewhere, your destiny has been all laid out, it can make you feel really discouraged and disenchanted, because life can be difficult sometimes. We all have challenges on a physical level that we need to overcome. And if you feel like life is just an endless slog of challenges and problems that you need to solve without anything kind of bigger being involved, then that does make you feel like you're a slave to the machine as such. So this is a warning that the perspective today may be a little bit wonky and that you may become a little bit overwhelmed or you may feel stuck, particularly with this added element of, I don't have a way out. I don't have a choice here. And the solution, like I mentioned a moment ago, is really simple. It's to connect with your higher self, to remember who you are in truth, which is this infinite, eternal, spiritual being. And even though the choices may be tough, you do have a choice. You don't have access to your whole future. And you can change things around so that you are free. And that doesn't say that it's easy or that the choices are super pleasant, but really you're not meant to be a cog in the wheel. You have your own life that you get to decide about, and anything like that is just a mirage that is trying to discourage you. And that, you know, the whole duality thing that I always talk about, on planet Earth, we always have two things at once. And the devil and God, that's a really good way, I suppose, of illustrating that, you know, the spiritual good, the physical evil. It's an extreme example, but it's quite useful because it is so extreme. Because when you look at a situation and you think, well, this is just the way it is, you know, when people say it is what it is and I just need to accept it. First of all, you don't need to believe it, first and foremost. And then when you have that bigger perspective on it, you can ask yourself again, do I need to accept this or do I have a choice here? And the card says, yes, you do have a choice and you don't need to despair. Next, the Nine of Wands is a card that says the worst is behind you. The lion's been locked up. He's not going to get you. The beast has no kind of, well, the beast is often called the devil as well, actually. Interesting. So the negative circumstances of your life can't really touch you. So this card really emphasizes and underlines this point that don't be so quick to believe everything you see and experience and hear. And again, I know that's easily said, especially if you're in a situation that seems completely hopeless. But there is a way forward. If you focus on the fire within, the suit of wands is the element of fire, which is a masculine element. So we've got this kind of Bruce Jenner type of athlete here. And it really reminds you that you have a lot more power than you realize. And if you don't focus everything on the outside world, and if you don't give your power away, you're able to regain the power that resides within you, and you're able to regain your strength. Plus, we've got this little cobra going up this 1-1, so you're also able to defend yourself. You're not just a sitting duck. You're not a victim in life. So with the Nine of Wands, instead of focusing on the things that don't work and how powerless they make you feel, if you turn your back on that, the way he's turning his back on the lion, and you ask yourself, what is it that interests me in the here and now? And you focus on that, it serves as a way of strengthening you because you feel useful again. You feel like you're in control. So on an intellectual level, it gives you the sense that, wow, you know, things aren't actually that out of control. And it actually gives you the opportunity to focus on the good stuff, to grow those things into something bigger, and to move away from the negatives and further into your destiny and into the positives. So it's a blessing in disguise, really, because the day and the energy is extreme in the sense that it really, really shows you what doesn't work and where it's better to be kind of hands off and to say, okay, well, I don't really feel like I can do much here. So instead of beating your head against the wall trying to fix it, focus on the things that do work and that inspire you and motivate you in the day, that lifts your vibration and makes you feel good, and also it offers you something, a new direction to go in that's actually going to be far more conducive and helpful on your journey. Finally, we've got the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is also a card that has to do with perspective. We've got this young man here, and each cup represents something fabulous in his life. And also we have these lotus flowers. The lotus flower is a symbol that says, I may seem beautiful and ethereal and like nothing bad has ever happened to me in my life ever, but I started out down here at the bottom of the pond in the mud, and it was fuzzy and difficult to navigate, but I had to work my way through up to the top. And once I had that breakthrough, then I could open the petals and I could shine and inspire other people. The lotus flowers are actually the first Instagram influencers who may have bad skin, but they hide it with filters. So everyone who looks at those pictures thinks, oh my God, this person is gorgeous. I'll never be able to emulate that. Whereas the reality is everyone's got an issue that they've had to work through. And everyone has a blemish. So that's a good reminder that you have done certain things in your life that have required work. And we've had to fight. And things haven't been ideal. And you've overcome those things. And you've been able to shine despite your problems. So your experience is really important. So if anything like this comes up and it makes you feel defeated, then look back at what you've overcome already and how resilient you are. You've got proof of that. You know, if you're over 20, you will have had a problem that you've overcome. So use your own experience to help you. Then each cup represents a fabulous thing. So a wonderful sense of self, a beautiful environment to live, an affinity for animals, a community that loves you, food on the table, and a bottle of wine. You know, the good things in life. You do have good things going on, but you can see that he is literally feeling a little blue. And the Four of Cups is a card that says things may feel a little bit depressing, And it becomes really easy to focus on the one problem that's going on and to maximize that and to let it envelop you and to say, life is bad because I have this one problem, and to ignore all of the good stuff in your life. So it's a matter of discipline, the Four of Cups. It's about saying, this isn't ideal, I don't like it, but I still have shoes on my feet. I still have people who care about me. I still have, all of the good things that you can be grateful for. So in connection with the Devil card, the cards are kind of warning you that something can happen on this day that does make you feel disenfranchised from your own life, or it may make you feel powerful. The reality is that these difficulties don't define you. And furthermore, they're not going to touch you on this day. So you are able to move forward, particularly if you focus on the good things, same as these 4 ones in the front here. 4 in numerology is security and stability. So you have freedom from the difficulties if you get the perspective right, and you're able to create new securities by asking yourself what motivates me, and by remembering that you do have good things in your life that you can be grateful for, and managing your emotions. So the emotions may be a little bit volatile. They may be an out of control little gremlin running around you, but you do have what it takes to soothe those emotions and to manage them very effectively so that you can keep a productive and constructive frame of mind rather than going into despair mode. And by doing that, you can pick yourself up, move into the sunlight, warm yourself up as such, and really regain your happiness and your joy. And finally, to rediscover your strength. This is it's not a day where I'm saying it's all sunshine and lollipops, but what I'm saying is that anyone who's been in a situation or is in a situation that's difficult, you're really able to discover your own strength, and you're able to discover what you're made of, and you're able to remember how far you've come already. What was that saying? I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt who said, a woman is like a tea bag. Sorry, I'm getting this wrong. But a woman is like a tea bag. I'm misquoting it. When you put her in hot water, you see what she's made of. And that really applies here today, because something challenging really shows you who you are and how capable you are to deal with those problems on your own. You don't need anyone to come in and fix it for you. And that kind of ability to turn things around and to see the true nature of yourself, that's a skill that some people have going for themselves all the time. And it's really that skill. If you read any biography or you watch a biopic, you'll realize that everyone has problems in their lives. And it's the difference between the people who continue on and who thrive and the people who have a much harder time is this ability to say, I am not crushable because I believe in myself. I remind myself of the treasures I have, or I fundamentally feel it, that the real value in my life resides in here. And then you're able to get up and change the color scheme in this card from blue to yellow. So from glum to happy, from disempowered to empowered. Not only does he have 4 cups and some lotuses, he's also got a horse waiting to just take off. So really, things are a lot better than they seem. So don't believe everything, and just because it exists doesn't mean it's true. Number-wise, we've got 15, excuse me, and 4 is 19, and then 9 is 28. 2 and 8 is 1, or 2 and 8 is 10. That reduces to 1. And 1 in the Tower is the magician, so the person who listens to his higher self and then takes magical action. And in numerology, 1 is the energy of the pioneer. It's like a new moon in astrology. It's about, I am strong internally, and I can use that energy to move forward in a direction that actually works for me and that pleases me. And I don't have to run away or escape. I'm stronger than I realize. So there we go. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I really hope that that this amazing mirror is held up to you and it shows you what a spiritual athlete you are, and that you remember that you aren't a victim of your circumstances. You're really not. Have a fab day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your readings with me. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share the video online. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.